staying in that position is the longer you're going to feel comfortable there.
Well, our gate was supposed to be open, but it appears they have a problem with boarding, manually having to do paperwork or something, computers, whatever.
So finally made it to Miami International Airport, and you know the marathon that you have to do to get to immigration. So once I pass immigration, then I'll check it in.
Those emergency exit rows, please leave your SIM card in front of you and contact one of us if you cannot, do not wish, or may be injured in operating these exits. Let's continue the use of larger electronic devices.
Just checked into my hotel. On my way to my room, it was like minutes to 1 in the morning. I'm tired, and that last flight was even worse than the first one. We'll talk about that tomorrow. All right, let's get to the room. All right, so everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. I just made it inside the room after half an hour. Why? Keys don't work. So I had to go back down to reception, and then homegirl had an attitude. Imagine that. But I'm exhausted. What is the time now? I don't even know what is the time. And I have to wake up at 4 o'clock for work. So talk to you all in the morning. Good morning. So yeah, I did wake up at 4, but it is so cold. So cold. Good morning from Orlando, Florida. Okay, so it's like 2 hours later and I'm rushing. Gotta go, but peep the fit. Yay or nay? Let me know in the comments. Alright, so this is the view that it's raining. Raining, raining, raining. Rainy day. I'm just trying to get downstairs to catch the shuttle before it leaves. Yep. So today, quite a bit of meetings. I'm going to see where and how I can bring you along. Today, probably have, tomorrow rather, we'll probably have some downtime. But I'll see how best I can incorporate stuff that you may enjoy in today's video. Well, in today's recording, because I'm really not sure what I'll be able to bring on, but we'll see. Alright, so I'm trying Turkish coffee for the first time. It's extremely hot. I don't think I got to taste it just yet, but give me a second. Not bad. It's extremely strong though. Extremely strong, but what they're saying is after I have the Turkish coffee, then I'm gonna have a lot of energy. All right, let's see.
There you go.
Okay, it's the last day of IAAPA. Heading on over to the convention center, and I'll bring you along. This vlog should be a pretty short one, hopefully an enjoyable one. Alright, so I'm just about finished up work. Now it's food time. I have no clue what this is. This says icy. So I'm gonna be sampling it. But in the meantime, I'm looking for food, like real food. I do not want Papa John's, Chick-fil-A. No, I want real food, right? Real food. I just tasted it. And it tastes like Kool-Aid balls. Like frozen Kool-Aid balls. Yeah. My spoon fell on the floor anyway, so I may have to dunk it. So I found an empty bench. I have decided to eat my... whatever I said it was the first time, that thing. So I now have a new spoon. The experience has been great. Just a lot of walking. Place is huge. So my legs are tired. Hey there, so I made it back to the hotel, and no, I didn't get food, but I'll figure that later. I wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about something that has been on my mind for a while, and I'm particularly addressing it on this vlog because I realize that it's affecting many people. Even at one point in my life, it affected me significantly, and I had to make a conscious decision to put an end to it. And it's simply this: suffering in silence. And I get it. I get why many people think that it's okay to suffer in silence. For some, it's a case where you're thinking, if I share what I'm going through with somebody, they may not understand. For others, it's a case where you may be saying, if I open up to this person, I'm gonna need to be vulnerable, and it's gonna put me in a position where I may be taken advantage of. For another individual, it may be that, okay, this cannot be happening to me. I can't let anybody know that this is affecting me. I can't let anybody know I made this mistake. I can't let anybody know that this is where my mindset is because of how I carry myself, or because of how I speak, or because of so many other things, right? And there's so many other persons, because of their status in life, they would never open up to someone to say, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what's bothering me, this is what's affecting me, this is where my mind is, this is what's happening in regards to my health, because of what I've been dealing with mentally. But it's not okay. It's not okay to suffer in silence. And irrespective of what your rationale is, irrespective of what your excuse is, irrespective of what your mental position is on receiving help, you need to do whatever it takes to get out of that rut, because the longer you stay in that position is the longer you're going to feel comfortable there. And sometimes the reason why even onlookers may see a person in a rut or see a person in a predicament and ask themselves, well, why don't they come out of this? Why don't they move? It's because they've become so comfortable in that place, even though it's a place of bondage, that the comfort zone made that place seem very beautiful, right? And so you're there as the individual and you're suffering in silence, you're not speaking up, and you feel brokenhearted, distressed, disappointed, confused, frustrated, and the situation is just incrementing, getting from worse to worse to worse to worse to worse, right? It's not okay. As hard as it may seem, as difficult it may seem, you need to find somebody to speak to. And I guarantee this, whenever you open up, and I mean open up without reservation, you will realize that what you're going through is really not unique to you. It's not unique to you. There's so many persons out there who are going through the same thing, and they are just wanting to connect with somebody who either have gone through the same situation or they're going through the same situation right now. And what you'll also realize is that what you're going through is not even just for you. It's for the other persons who will come to you, whether it be months later, weeks later, days later, years later, and then you'll think to yourself, wow, I went through this and I learned something from this for a reason. So I want to encourage y'all, to speak up. We do not all have quote unquote good days, and understand what I mean when I say we don't all have good days every single day, right? There's some days you don't want to wake up, there's some days you don't want to get up, there's some days let me personalize it, there's some days I don't want to get out of bed, there's some days I don't want to work, there's some days I don't want to speak to anybody, there's some days I just wish that the curtains would not have to be drawn and no light will come into the room, there's some days that because of how I feel overwhelmed, I just sit and I just cry, bawl, snot, cry. There's some days where I have to pick up the phone and I have to call those closest to me and say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with, this is where I'm at, this is how I'm feeling, whether it's hurt, whether it's pain, whether it's anxiety, whether it's fear, whether it's doubt, whatever it is. I had to come to the place where I said, you know what, Esther, it doesn't make sense to bottle up all of this, because at the end of the day, how does it help you? How is it helping you? And if you're called to nations, how are you going to help the people if you can't help yourself? And so whatever it is that you're going through, speak up. Find somebody to speak to. And yes, I want you to trample under your feet the mindset that I can't trust anybody. You can trust people. There are confidential people out there. There are people who have your best interest at heart out there, and you just have to be willing to find them. But you know how you're gonna find them? It's not going out with the binoculars and looking for them. You're gonna have to be vulnerable. You're gonna have to be honest. And you're gonna have to be genuine. You're gonna have to be realistic, and you're going to have to accept where you're at and what you're going through and deal with it for what it is. Do not continue to suffer in silence. You do not need to be Superwoman. You do not need to be Superman. And no matter how much you look at it and look at an individual and you admire them, no matter how much you look up to them, no matter how much you respect them, guess what? They have their bad days too. They have days where they don't want to be bold. They don't want to be courageous. They don't want to be ambitious. They don't want to be strong. There are days where they just want to be weak, where they just want to sit down like everybody else. But guess what? It's okay to feel that way, and it's okay to be in that place temporarily. At some point in time, you're gonna have to get up and say, okay, enough is enough. I've cried, I've bawled, I've complained, and now it's time for me to be accountable. It's time for me to be responsible, and it's time for me to move from this place. So whatever you're going through, identify it, acknowledge it for what it is. You may have to ask yourself some hard questions. Why am I here? How did I get here? Who's responsible for me being here? And it's not a matter of playing a blame game, but what you're doing is that you're identifying the root causes of the situation, right? Because you want to be able to deal with them to help you to understand, okay, how did I get here? How do I fix the problem here so that when I move from here, I don't encounter the same problem? I'm not in the same position. I'm not experiencing the same negative emotions, etc. So get help. Get help. Get help. Get help. Get help. And one thing that helps, even when you can't find somebody to speak to, there's a God that exists. Pray. There isn't anything that is too big, that is too small that you can't pray about. And even when you don't have the words to pray, child, just sing, dance, cry, whatever you have to do, get it out, get up, and keep moving. Keep moving. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. It's easy to feel hopeless. It's easy to want to give up. But if it's easy, is it really worth it? All right. So just thought I'd share my thoughts with you. Yeah. Particularly because a lot of people, they will address me as, oh my God, Esther, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you're doing, your accomplishments, and sometimes I'm like, Lord Jesus, if they only knew the sacrifices that I have to make daily. Right? It's hard, but it's possible. It's hard, but it's necessary. It's hard, and you can do it. I believe in you. All right? Make me proud. Make us proud. And another thing, to help in this area, to all of us as individuals, as communities, as organizations, employers, employees, colleagues, friends, family members, whenever people come to us to offload, never ever listen to them and then try to talk them out of what they're feeling and say, it's just in your mind, or come on, get up man, get up, you better. Hear them out. Sometimes they don't even need your advice. All they need are your ears. So take time to listen, and do not compare what they're going through to what you know about them or who you think they are. Don't. Changing the world starts with us. So if we can start by being open, if we can start by being honest, being helpful, being caring, being considerate to those around us, to the people that we love, and even those who we do not know, because random strangers will walk up to you and they will offload. They do it to me all the time. They'll do it to you too. Once they see you as approachable, once they see you as genuine, they will. And so everything you're going through right now, just remember, it's not for you alone. All right? Love you guys. Take care. Morning, lovely people. So it's, well, the lady responded, she thought I was speaking to her. But yes, I'm up, dressed, and have already checked out. Waiting on my lift to go to the airport. It's been a time in Orlando. I really enjoyed the experience, but home is where the heart is. So I'll close out this vlog when we get to the airport. Alright, just in case you haven't just yet, remember to subscribe to this channel, share the love, don't keep it to yourself, right? Like, comment, and see you in the next clip.